So let us start. So I'm just sharing the screen. Maybe I'll have to toggle around with both the screens because a lot of people are joining in. So the topic of discussion is implementation of democracy and understanding DPSP. So this is the topic for today. So now let's start. See, we all get drinking water at home, right? Now this pure drinking water, if we see, whose duty is it to give us this pure drinking water? That pure drinking water comes at our home. So whose duty it is? It is a duty of government to give us, or a duty of a state, okay, to give citizens pure drinking water at home. Now what is government? Government means the entire government machinery, okay. And now this is a right of citizens to receive pure drinking water at home, okay. And it should be remembered that the duty of citizens is also not to waste whatever services state is providing, okay, to use these services judiciously and not to waste it, okay, not to waste such services because these are precious services, okay. So this is a duty of citizens and it is a duty of state to provide clean drinking water at home, okay. Now this is a basic difference between the duty and the right. It is a right of citizens to get this pure drinking water at home. Now let us this related with something, okay. Now government machinery, so all political science people and all law, those who have studied law, they would understand the entire government machinery, right from gram panchayat till say president or executive or all MLAs, MPs, the entire government machinery, including administration, judiciary, everyone, the entire this constitutes, and it is called as state. So entire all these things constitute and it is called as state, okay. Now state does not mean Maharashtra state or UP state or Kerala state. State is the entire government machinery. Now see, now the way we are getting pure drinking water, okay, as a duty of state and a right of citizen, like this there are three more duties of state, okay. This is very important. There are three more duties of state, okay. Now what are these three duties of state? Okay, the three duties of state are, first is to provide education services to all the citizens, okay, to provide good healthcare services, medical services to all the citizens, okay, and also to provide employment opportunities and give good standard of living, okay, good standard of living to all the citizens. So this three services like giving drinking water at home, these three services is the duty of state to provide these three services. Now these three services are combinedly called as Human Development Index, HDI, okay. This is a very important slide, okay. So this entire, all these three things combined together is called Human Development Index. Let me pause here for a minute. I'll just check if others have joined, okay. Yeah, so combinedly these three things is called Human Development Index. Now wherever these services are not given at a full quality level and at an appropriate cost, okay, then there is an inequality. So inequality exists there, okay, and that is the reason there is also a term called Inequality Adjusted Human Development Index, IHDI. So write both these points. This is a very important point. HDI, Human Development Index, and IHDI, okay. The entire nation building is based on, the entire nation building is based on this. HDI is having three dimensions: education services, healthcare services, and economic opportunity, which will also lead to standard of living, okay. And this concept this concept exists globally. It is not a concept of India, it exists globally, okay. Now see, this is what is Human Development Index. It has got three dimensions: health, education, and living standard. Now unfortunately, actually Human Development Index has slipped, okay, for us, for India, it has slipped from 129 to 131. 2 notches it has slipped down currently. Okay, and we all know, of course you can see this on Google also, so it has slipped down by 2 points. Now if we see, which are the best countries in the world, okay, based on these parameters, which are the good countries in the world. So if you click this on Google, or if you just type this, which are the best countries to live in the world or to stay in the world, you will, or you can also click on this link, you will get names like this. Okay, these are some of the names which you will get on Google. Okay, now why, see, the question is, why are these countries the best countries? Okay, ये जो देश है ये अच्छे क्यों है? Okay, so there are 15 reasons. अब ये याद रखना, there are 15 reasons, 15 reasons है why these countries are included in the best countries to stay. So write this in your book. There are 15 reasons, 1-5. Okay, the first reason is it has got a well structured, high quality public healthcare system. What does public means? Public means it has got a government run a healthcare system, public healthcare system. Okay, so this is the first point. Now there are 15 points. We may not see all the points, but we'll see main points. I'll show you all the 15 points, but I'll take you through initial 7-8 points in detail. Okay, now this is the first point, good healthcare system. Okay, second is well developed education system, public education system. Okay, government education system, because of which that nation gets an affluent workforce with good knowledge, with good skills. It promotes a lot of research, and they promote a lot of research and development. Okay, there's a very high degree of innovation. Okay, because of good education, well structured education system. This is second point. Third point, standard of living is quite high. Why? Because of economic opportunities. Okay, like good jobs, good self-employment, facilities, low cost loans available, dignity of life, dignity of work-life balance, tax environment is quite favorable, old age pension. Okay, and that's how there is a decent earnings, and even less cost of living. Okay, so these are the 3 points. These 3 points are foundation. These 3 points are foundation. This is called Human Development Index. These 3 points, first 3 points. Okay, and the fourth point, if we adjust it, or if we consider the fourth point, okay, so it is social equality and gender equality. So when we check about those countries, why those countries are great countries, because these 4 things are the foundation of it. Okay, including social equality and gender equality, we can track HDI. Okay, social equality or social inequality. Okay, and what does social equality means? It is a social distribution of social treatments like healthcare. Means it is not that education or healthcare is diluted for lack of funds. Okay, healthcare facilities are diluted. It is not done that way. Even the national resources, employment resources, or opportunities, all these are given with a pre-notion of having an equality in mind. Okay, so these are global concepts. This is not something to do with only with India. These are global concepts. So if we include this fourth point, then it is IHDI, Inequality Adjusted Human Development Index. Now Human Development Index, as we know now, is based on education, healthcare, economic opportunities, that is standard of living, it implies, and equality. Okay, so if we just talk about Human Development Index, HDI, as we know, the rank of HDI is 131. Okay, now if you see, okay, now we will summarize these 4 points. Okay, well structured, good public healthcare system, well structured, well developed education system, public education system, standard of living, that is economic opportunities, and social equality, gender equality. Okay, these are the 4 things which makes those nation a great nation, and this is a foundation. This is the foundation. Okay, now there were 15 points. Out of this we have seen 4 points. Now which is the fifth point? The fifth point is this. See, environment. Okay, a lot of economic policies are such that they take care of the environment. They take care of, that is called green environment, green policies. Okay, they promote green living. Okay, good ecosystem, spectacular sceneries, natural beauty, and greenery. In general, greenery is something which they focus a lot. This is the fifth point. Now, which is the sixth point? Sixth point is peaceful. That country, it promotes peace. Okay, it promotes brotherhood. It promotes fraternity. Okay, it also imbibes a lot of trust in the fellow citizens, trust in the citizens in general. So the country is peaceful country. Okay, so this is the sixth point. And seventh is the youth population. The youth population is very highly developed in terms of education, in terms of healthcare facilities which are given, in terms of employment, okay, in terms of making them multi-skills, in terms of giving them required knowledge for social and political participation. Okay, I'll just repeat these points, are very important points. Okay, they are given appropriate knowledge or a good level of knowledge for them to get into, have their public opinion, political opinion, social opinion, and good participation in social and political matters, apart from giving good education system, okay, with a quality education, with a appropriate cost or free quality education, good healthcare system, and good economic opportunities. So this is what youth development is. Now, whatever slide you are seeing here is a global slide. It is not something which I have made, or it is not something which is only applicable for our nation. It is global. So youth development has what? 5 parameters: education, healthcare, employment opportunities, which is same as human development index, but for youth, okay, there are 2 more important parameters or dimensions. Those are civic participation and political participation. Okay, so these are the 5 things. So we have totally till now we have seen 7 parameters or 7 criterias out of 15 which makes a nation a good nation to stay or a good country to stay in. Now, which are the other remaining 8 parameters? We'll just check that. We'll just go through it as fast as possible. Okay, so the 8th parameter is human rights and civil rights. Okay, trust in government, trust in state, okay, trust in the entire government machinery. This is 8th point. 9th is well distributed political power. Okay, now why this is important? I mean, the power, political power or any power should not be concentrated. That's what the entire world believes in. Okay, then the 10th is transparency in government governance. Transparency in governance. There should be less or no perceived corruption. Okay, this is 10th point. 11th is freedom of press. Okay, press freedom. Okay, these are the 11th. 12th is religious freedom. Okay, the person can actually go for any religion which he or she feels logical. Okay, logical. So religious freedom. Okay, then 13th is well planned public transportation system. Okay, and infrastructure. One more thing in religious freedom is that some people in those countries, they may not have religion only, okay, or they can follow different rituals whichever they feel which are right. So that is religious freedom. Now 13th point is well planned efficient public transportation system. Public, okay, good public transportation system is what those countries have got. Now 14th is very high speed internet even in remote areas. Okay, and 15th is good food, fashion, entertainment, good diversity, and good cultural mix. So these are the 15 points which generally make those countries good in whatever category you could see, to stay there. Okay, out of that, these 4, the first 4 are the foundation, okay, for staying there. Now what United Nations does is, okay, what United Nations, that organization, what they do is, if these 15 parameters are good, which makes a country a good country or a good to live in that country, if these 15 parameters are those parameters, then they say why not measure it? Let us measure those parameters. Okay, So then they start measuring this. So this first three, as we know, this is called human development index. If fourth parameter is considered, then it is called inequality adjusted human. Environment, they measure it by environment index. With peace, they measure it by peace index. With youth, they measure it by youth development index. Similarly, they measure everything, and with press, they measure press freedom index. Okay, so like this, it is measured for all the 15 parameters. Okay, so like this, it is measured for all the 15 parameters. Now these 15 parameters combinedly, okay, out of which these first 4 parameters or first 3 parameters, which is the foundation, and all these 15 parameters combinedly, we can say is democracy. Okay, we know the definition of democracy: by the people, of the people, for the people. Now what does that mean, for the people? For the people means these parameters. Okay, that's what those countries or the entire global concept is all about, and what exactly it is. Now democracy has got different definitions. Other definitions are associated living. Now this is also the definition. Now it is generally said, okay, that if a nation is having a good ranking in all these 15 parameters, okay, then the people there are generally happy. The probability of people being happy is quite high, and even that happiness is measured. It is called happiness index. Okay, and the foundation of democracy, as told earlier, is human development index or socio-economic parameters. First 3 parameters, including the fourth, social and economic equality. Okay, so socio-economic development is the foundation of democracy, and this is also one of the most important definitions of democracy. In general, we are taught about one definition, which is of the people, by the people, for the people. But there are a lot of other definitions which are highly important, and these definitions, socio-economic, is now measured by the entire world. Okay, even United Nations organizations. So is it clear till here? Okay, am I audible and am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now like this, when United Nation organization, they publish the index, मतलब वो प्रोग्रेस कार्ड सारे नेशन का पब्लिश करते हैं. Okay, so you see this is a progress card which I am showing, which is on United Nations website. Okay, so see, human development index, the best countries will have highest human development index, which means highest human development index means good public healthcare system, good public education system, and very good very good this 1 minute, just hold on please. So very good public education, public healthcare, and economic economic opportunities, standard of living. Okay, so inequality adjusted, then environment index. Okay, then this press freedom peace index, democracy index, gender equality index. Okay, press freedom index. See all the parameters. You will see a lot of these parameters are which are near 20, near the ranking of 20. Okay, that is why these nations or these countries are called strong democracies. Okay, these nations are called strong democracies. India is a large democracy. We are not strong democracy. We are large democracy. Okay, largest democracy we can see. So, and where is this data available? This data is available in all these links given. See, here there are all the links in which this data is available. Okay, so I'll share this presentation with you, and you will see all this data on United Nations website. Now, where is the ranking of India? Okay, India and nearby countries. So let us check that also. See here, this is the ranking of India and nearby countries. All the parameters, human development, peace, environment, happiness, everywhere you would see it is beyond, beyond 100. Okay, even in democracy, if you see, in full democracy, as a as tagged as democracy, there are only 60-65 countries which are tagged as full democracy. In that, we are 51, which even that has slipped to 53, I guess. Okay, so this is what
depend on 15 parameters shown by you.
Yes, so there are 15 parameters. Okay, 1 minute, I'll just check who has joined. Okay, so there are 15 parameters. Out of that I have shown few of them. Okay, now by the end of the slide or end of the presentation you will see all. Okay, now see, as we know, human development index, it is measured in point. I have shown you ranking here, but the absolute number is measured in 0.95, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6. Highest the number, okay, that nation would have highest ranking. They would be highest in ranking. So Norway as such we know is the highest, okay, 0.94. So India's ranking is 0.64, okay, 0.64. Now this 0.64 reduces to 0.4 if we adjust it with inequality. Okay, if inequality is considered, then this is highest reduction in South Asia. So we have such a high inequality that that the entire human development index reduces by 26%. Okay, and youth development index is at 133, which is a big concern because India is a young nation. We have got highest number of youngsters in India. Even China or any other country does not have so much of youth, because the average age of the population, average age of Indian population is 28, whereas the average age of the entire world or any other nation is 35 or 40. Even China is now beyond 35. So the entire world or all the nations are now older nations. वो थोड़े बूढ़े हो गए. एवरेज पॉपुलेशन उनका एवरेज पॉपुलेशन का जो एज है दैट इज बियॉन्ड 35. बट इंडियाज एवरेज पॉपुलेशन एज इज लेस देन 30. That means we have got a lot of youth. So if we have got a lot of youth, that means the youth index should have been higher. It cannot be 133. That means we are not using the talents of youth properly. Okay, now see, the Indian constitution, it has already got all these things incorporated in it. Like education, this word is mentioned 119 times. Health has got a separate article. Article 43 is fully on health, and the health, this word itself is 127 times. Standard of living is mentioned in article 39, 43 and 47. So whatever world is measuring today, whatever United Nations measuring today, it is already in our constitution for last 70 years. Okay, and the part 4 of the constitution, directive principle of state policies, article 36 to 51, this entirely is based on these parameters only. Okay, education, health, employment, welfare parameters, environment, all these parameters. So it is already there in the constitution, but let's see why it is not implemented or what exactly the problem is. Okay, now why, in spite of these parameters which are there in the constitution, why is it that the ranking is so low? Okay, why is our nation's ranking so low? We may feel it is because of the population, but population is not the criteria, because the nations which are larger in population than our country, okay, or the populous country than our nation, is having a good human development index, and the country which is having a lesser population is also at a higher human development index. And our human development value 0.65 is actually lesser than the world's average. Okay, is lesser than the world's average. World's average means if you put Africa and all the poor nations in the world, okay, the average which comes, so our nation's average, our nation's human development index ranking is below the world's average. That is what the data tells. Okay, so naturally population is not the problem. So now let us see, is budget a problem? Okay, is allocation of budget for healthcare, for education, and even for generation of employment opportunities or doing businesses is a problem? Let's see that. Okay, now see, healthcare budget, healthcare allocation budget is 1.3% of the GDP. Okay, our healthcare budget is 1.3% of the GDP. Okay, and the average, okay, the average is quite high. In fact, some nations, okay, some developed countries, they are having a budget of 8% plus for healthcare. India stands at 184th out of 191 nations in terms of allocating healthcare budget of the entire percentage of the GDP. Allocation percentage of the GDP for healthcare, if we track that, okay, we are 184th in the entire world. This is what World Health Organization they tell. This is available on this link. Even on education, the allocation is 3% of the entire GDP. Okay, and the world's average is 6% on education. We are at 3%. Okay, and you will get it on the Google also. You can click on the link, or at the end I will give you all the links. You can just put it on the Google and you will find this information. See, now healthcare, okay, health is a low priority. See, even now it is 1.3% in 2019-20, right? Okay, and see the other nations, they are quite high in terms of allocation in healthcare. Okay, see here also you can see 1.3%. For education, we are at 3%, whereas the other countries, the average spending is 6%. Okay, see here, okay, average spending is quite high for other countries in education. So this is what we see in education and healthcare. Okay, now education allocation in the budget allocation itself is low, and plus it is not utilized also. Okay, half of that is diverted for some other agendas. Okay, this may happen. This leads to lower human development index. Okay, now as we know, human development index is a foundation of democracy. Okay, so this goes. Now let us ask one question to ourselves. Okay, did we know this? Okay, क्या हम इसके बारे में हमें पता था क्या? और अगर पता भी रहेगा हमें या हमारे रिलेटिव्स को या हमारे फ्रेंड सर्कल को, और अगर पता भी रहेगा तो भी इतना पता नहीं रहेगा. Okay, we may not be fully aware about it. Okay, now this is not our fault. ये हमारा fault नहीं है कि हमें पता नहीं है. Okay, या इतना पता नहीं है. Okay, क्योंकि कोई भी मीडिया चैनल में या कोई भी प्रिंट मीडिया में या इतना डिटेल में बताया नहीं जाता या बताया नहीं जाता. It is not told in this much detail, right? In no channel, or there is no discussion which regularly happens on this, and no one tells this. Not even the ruling party or the opposition party or the present government or the past government. No one would tell that. Okay, in so much of detail. So is it difficult to measure? See, it is already measured. Okay, now is it difficult to publish it regularly? We don't think it is difficult, because if you know Arogya Setu app, we can track it. We can track the patient at a 500 meter vicinity. We know how many patients are there in our area, in our ward, in our city, in our district, and it is ranked. Ranking happens in that. We all have seen that. So can such ranking not happen? So it is already there. The ranking is there at ward level also, but unfortunately it is not published regularly. Okay, see, in Arogya Setu we know this, but here it is not published. All this ranking, okay, human development index ranking, all this ranking is not published regularly. Now it is also said, ऐसा बोला जाता है, if something is published regularly, then it can be improved. Something is measured, it can be improved. So naturally, if human development index is measured at a micro level and published, then it can be improved. And we all know what is the progress card of government or a state. It is how much welfare it does for masses. Okay, so inherent meaning of politics is what? Welfare politics. Okay, so this is what the progress card should be. Now see, first is, let's see why this is not published. Okay, what will happen if progress card is published like this, the way United Nations publishes? What will happen if this welfare progress card is published regularly? Let us see that. And second part, now how it is hidden. Okay, इसे छिपाया कैसे जाता है? ये प्रोग्रेस कार्ड तो पब्लिश नहीं करने का, तो इसको डाइवर्ट कैसे करने का लोगों को? लेट अस सी इन बोथ दिस पैरामीटर्स. ओके, Now what will happen? Any guess? Okay, अगर ये प्रोग्रेस कार्ड रेगुलरली पब्लिश किया तो क्या होगा? Any guess from participants, from all our members? What is the guess if this progress card is published regularly? Okay, yeah. So the youth of the nation will know what progress means. Okay, what human development index and all these indexes we measured, what this means. Okay, so human development index or youth development index and gender development index, this is what is the ranking. Okay, so and we all know that if youth has got a major role in nation building because they are filled with talents and creativity. Okay, they can raise their voice for any issue. Okay, and they can transform the nation into the better nation. Okay, they have got so much of power, and youth are the raw material. Youth are the raw material or resource of nation. Okay, so if we tell this to youth, they can transform and make the nation a great nation. Okay, but they should know this. Then they will find out the solution. They are very good. They are having a talents for that, right? And they can really transform the nation. Okay, now what is youth development index? We know these are the 5 things. So their participation in civic and political matters will increase if they see progress card. Okay, now and then they can also help in improving youth development index ranking. Okay, they can help in this. So what happens is, okay, this is what we know, right? So their entire civic and political matters, the participation will increase. They will participate in noble process of nation building. The new energy, new talents, it will come into nation building process, and that's how we can increase the rank of the nation. Okay, we can increase the nation's rank in the entire world. Okay, this can happen. But if this happens, youth would get enlightened. Okay, youth would get enlightened. If youth gets enlightened, how will politicians, existing politicians would sustain in their politics? How would they sustain? Because it is a hereditary politics or whatever kind of politics. Okay, Saranjam Shahi, Fatwe Shahi, Gharani Shahi, whatever. Okay, so this would not sustain. So then it would be preferable to keep youth in dark. They should not know what is youth development index or what is a foundation of nation building. So as we saw, these 15 parameters, out of which 4 are foundation. So it is best not to publish the ranking or publish the score so frequently. And then let's keep youth busy in the private jobs, with the tension continuously on their head that एजुकेशन फीस इतना बढ़ रहा है, आप आपके जॉब पे ध्यान दो, नहीं तो आपके पेरेंट्स का हेल्थ केयर एक्सपेंसेस कैसे केटर करोगे आप, सो दे आर केप्ट बिजी इन लॉट ऑफ प्राइवेट थिंग्स, प्राइवेट जॉब्स, with lot of tension and the stress about old parents, their kids, about the education fees, about the healthcare expenses, about job insecurity, lot of things. So it is better that
also taxes are included.
Yes, taxes. So they kept busy. Good. So be busy and forget about nation building. Okay. Now what is the second part? Second part of C. Now how the attention is diverted. Okay, how the attention is diverted? See, look at this progress card. Okay, United Nations progress card. Now do you see anywhere religion, caste, subcaste, anywhere? We don't see it here anywhere. Okay, so it is pure welfare number. But however, the population is divided based on religion, caste, अपना present नेता, अपना past नेता, all those things. कास्ट के अंदर कास्ट की पता नहीं कितने कास्ट है. Okay, so a lot of sects are done. Okay, and they are diverted. So this leads in loss of fraternity. जो भाईचारा है वो कम होता है, because of this. So by injecting a ill feeling called अपला मानुस. So what is अपला मानुस? Okay, अगर अपला मानुस है, अगर कोई अपना आदमी है, इसका मतलब कोई दूसरा आदमी भी है. अगर कोई आपला माणूस है मतलब कोई दूसरा माणूस भी है, तो वो दूसरा माणूस क्या इस देश का नहीं है, यू नो. तो वो क्या है, ये आपला माणूस है क्या. अभी आपला माणूस समझने के लिए ना थोड़ा हम लोग अभी रिसेंटली अपना जो कोरोना वायरस वाला जो एपिसोड है, या कोरोना वायरस वी नो एवरीवन, वी ऑल नो. सो लेट अस टेक द हेल्प ऑफ कोरोना वायरस, यू नो व्हाट इट इज. वी विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज आपला माणूस वायरस ऑल्सो. फॉर सम टाइम लेट अस कॉल दिस आपला माणूस एज आपला माणूस वायरस, आपला माणूस mentality as आपला माणूस virus. Okay, now let us see what this is. Now just for understanding sake we are doing this. Okay, now for some people आपला माणूस means someone who is from my religion. Okay, for some आपला माणूस is someone who is of my caste, my subcaste, caste के अंदर caste, caste के अंदर caste. Okay, then for some people आपला माणूस मतलब वो मेरी लैंग्वेज बात कर रहा है. फॉर सम आपला माणूस मतलब मेरे पास्ट या प्रेजेंट नेता को फॉलो कर रहा है. फॉर सम आपला माणूस मतलब जो मेरे गांव का है. फॉर एंड दिस हार्मफुलनेस कीप्स ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. फॉर सम पीपल आपला माणूस इज ओनली माई रिलेटिव्स, मेरा भाई, मेरा भतीजा. फॉर सम मैं आपला माणूस मतलब सिर्फ मेरी फैमिली. एंड दिस डायरेक्शन कीप्स ऑन बिकमिंग सेल्फिश. फॉर सम पीपल आपला माणूस मतलब सिर्फ मेरा बच्चा, मेरे बहन का भी नहीं, मेरे भाई का भी बच्चा नहीं, सिर्फ मेरा बच्चा, मेरा बेटा, मेरा बेटी इज आपला माणूस. So see, like this we become someone becomes self-centered. So this आपला माणूस is very dangerous. Okay, so now for some people, some political parties, आपला माणूस is, okay, they call some political parties may call someone as आपला माणूस. Okay, some social organization may call that person as आपला माणूस, but they won't do a welfare for those people also. वो उनका भी welfare नहीं होता है. अगर उनका welfare होता था तो अपना रैंकिंग इतना कम नहीं होता है ना. कुछ लोगों का तो वेलफेयर होता तो फिर उनका अपना रैंकिंग अच्छा रहता. ओके, बट रैंकिंग दिख नहीं रहा अच्छा. सो व्हाट इज आपला माणूस वायरस, और ये रहता किधर है ना. जैसे कोरोना वायरस कैसे लंग्स में रहता है, ये आपला माणूस किधर रहता है वायरस, ये दिमाग में रहता है, माइंड में. आता किधर से, थॉट्स से. यू नो कोरोना वायरस कैसे कफ से आता है, ये आता है थॉट से. ओके, ऐसे दिमाग में आ जाता है. ओके, और इससे फ्रैटर्निटी कम होती है देश की. ओके, और ये मीडिया से आता है. कभी कभी यू नो द पर्सन हु इज इफ यू नो इन्फेक्टेड बाय आपला माणूस वायरस, ही ऑल्सो डजंट नो कि ही इज इन्फेक्टेड. ओके, जैसे किसी को कोरोना वायरस हुआ तो समझ में आता है ना, कफ मतलब लंग्स में कुछ है. वैसा ये जो अगर ये वायरस दिमाग में घुस गया है तो पता नहीं चलता कि यार ये वायरस लग गया. और ये ना जनरेशन टू जनरेशन पास होता है आपला माणूस. एंड देन इट इनगल्फ्स द एंटायर नेशन, मेकिंग इट एंटी फ्रैटर्निटी. अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में क्या है, फ्रैटर्निटी. इनफैक्ट फ्रैटर्निटी को डेमोक्रेसी भी कहा जाता है. ओके, सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस आपला माणूस वायरस द एंटायर नेशन इज एनगल्फ्ड. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, डू वी वांट टू पास दिस such kind of infection to the next generation or to the youth? Okay, this is the question. या एंटी फ्रैटर्निटी या ऐसा कुछ वायरस जो है दूसरे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को, यूथ को पास करना है क्या, अपने से जो 4-5 साल यंग है उनको पास करना है क्या, नहीं. क्योंकि ड्यूटी ऑफ सिटीजन क्या दिया कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, दैट वी नीड टू प्रमोट हार्मनी, कॉमन ब्रदरहुड. ओके, वी नीड टू रिनाउंस प्रैक्टिसेस विच आर डिरोगेटरी फॉर डिग्निटी ऑफ वुमेन. ओके, वुमेन को सबसे ज़्यादा रिस्पेक्ट ऐसा देना चाहिए, ऐसा ड्यूटी भी दिया है. ओके, एंड टू प्रमोट कॉमन ब्रदरहुड. ओके, वी शुड नॉट हैव such kind of आपला माणूस thing in terms of religion, linguistic, regional and sector, whatever sectional diversity. This is what is a duty which is given in 51A, 51J, 51A and in bracket E. Okay, so here now what is the feeling of oneness? The feeling of oneness is called nation. This is what is told by Rashtrapita Jyotirao Phule. Okay, and in Phule Wangmay on page number 523. Okay, 25th volume, it is given this. So now the question is, okay, see, our nation has got a population of 130 crores, right? Out of 130 crores, above 35, there are only 40 to 45 crores people. Okay, मस्त 35 एज के अंदर, 35 एज के अंदर, below 35, under 35, there are 80 crores of people. 80 करोड़ यूथ है. ओके, अब ऐसा नेशन आपला माणूस वायरस इन्फेक्टेड विथ अंडर अचीव्ड पैरामीटर, ऐसा नेशन हम 80 करोड़ लोगों को देंगे, ऐसा ये दिख रहा है. ओके, ऐसे हमें ये दिख रहा है. नाउ कैन वी डू एनीथिंग अबाउट दिस आपला माणूस? If you ask me, I don't know, can we do something? But we can definitely measure the development, okay? And it is already measured, but we can now publish it, we can rank it. We can rank different geographies. In the process, what will happen if we rank? अगर ranking publish होगा तो ये ranking अगर publish होगा तो सबका focus development पे जाएगा, है ना? So that is also duty given in constitution, that we need to strive toward excellence in all the spheres, okay, individual and collective activity, so that nation constantly rises to higher level of endeavor and achievement. Okay, so what are we doing? We are following the constitution, the duty in the constitution, duty which is given to citizen. Okay, so we need to strive for that. That is what is our duty. Okay, तो हम ये parameters, environment, welfare, human development index, inequality adjusted human development index, okay, peace index, all this, okay, all this we should take care of and improve it. That is what is the duty of the state and even the duty of the citizens, to improve this ranking and take our nation to the higher level of achievements in this ranking. This is what it does. So ये जो ranking है ये हमें improve करना है in terms of environment, in terms of peace, in terms of happiness, in terms of human development index. Okay, so how it would happen? One of the ways is if we keep publishing this ranking. It is already measured, but it is not published regularly, and it is not, the ranking is not published. Okay, so if we could help in publishing this ranking, then it will help. But do you think that this is possible? I don't know whether the people would make it possible. Let's see. Okay, now how to make it possible. Now we know that the nation's ranking is 131. Even we know the state level ranking. State level ranking भी publish होता है. Not only state, district level भी ranking है HDI का, और ward level पे भी है. Even ward level पे भी है. And it is even gram panchayat level पे भी human development index ranking is published. Okay, so see, state level पे, and we know which political party is handling which state. Okay, like this. So can we not match it? Can we not match state with political party? Can we not match ward with political party? So then we will know how much progress that particular party has done for that geography, for that ward, for that gram panchayat, for that district, for that state, if the ranking is published. Okay, so ranking publishing becomes an important part, right? And we also know, because of inequality, how much, state wise, how much that state has gone below. For example, here you can see, see Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, that black line, okay, this, it has got highest level of inequality. But in Kerala, if you see, there is a less inequality. So such kind of data is already there, but then it is not published. Now we all know, what is democracy? Democracy is the socio-economic welfare. It is called democracy. Short and very simple, good definition is socio-economic welfare is nothing but democracy. What is socio-economic welfare? What is socio-economic? It is nothing but HDI. What is HDI? Education services, healthcare services, and standard of living, economic opportunity. This is what is HDI, which is democracy. Now, if economic opportunity is not there, the youth unemployment happens. Okay, there is a need for the job. Good literate youth looking for job. This becomes a dangerous thing for a nation. Okay, need a job, unemployment, even for self-employment. Is there a good ecosystem for self-employment? Okay, less loan, percentage of loans, loans at lesser rate, are they available? Similarly, all the resources are available, so that needs to be checked. Okay, so then what is the part 4? What is the part 4 of constitution? It is directive principle of state policies. Now till now, whatever we have discussed, okay, it's already there in the constitution in DPSP. Okay, and today this entire world is following this. They are measuring this. See what is DPSP saying? See, promotion and welfare of people, Article 38, standard of living and public health, Article 47, health and strength of children, youth are protected against exploitation. See, these words are copy pasted from DPSP. Exactly the same words you'll see. standard of living and full employment, article 43 and 47. And what is this? This is a duty of state to give this to citizens. Okay, humane conditions, maternity relief, article 42, protection and improvement of environment, article 48A. Okay, free and compulsory education for children, material resources should be distributed for common good, very important, article 39. Okay, children are given opportunities to develop in healthy manner, men and women are to be treated equally. ऐसा नहीं कि वही जॉब के लिए वही काम के लिए वुमेन को कम सैलरी और वही काम के लिए मेन को ज़्यादा सैलरी, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होना चाहिए. आर्टिकल 39. ओके, देन एजुकेशन एंड पब्लिक असिस्टेंस, unemployment, old age, sickness and disablement, all this public assistance state should give, article 41. Okay, economic system should not be, very important, the economic system of the nation should not be that there is a concentration of wealth, article 39. ये सब समझ लेना, this is the most important. Now we'll discuss on this. The operation of economic system should not be such that the concentration of wealth, पूरा पैसा कोई कम लोगों के पास नहीं जाना चाहिए. आर्टिकल 39 says that. Okay, we should minimize inequalities. Okay, this again constitution says that DPSP. Now even the entire world is following this. United Nations measure this, all the countries are following this. Okay, now do you think that the DPSP is implemented? Let's see. Now Oxfam and Crony capitalism, we'll just see this. Oxfam is one of the international organizations, okay, which measures all this, okay, which measures the implementation or measures the inequalities. It is an NGO. It is a social organization which is spread in 70 countries. Okay, so what is crony capitalism? Okay, crony capitalism is the relation between government and businessmen, okay, state and businessmen, in which they get everything, okay, but people do not get in this deal. Okay, this is called crony capitalism. Okay, now how crony capitalism exists is, we'll come back to the same example. देखो पानी आ रहा है, प्योर पानी आ रहा है ड्रिंकिंग के लिए, ओके, स्टेट दे रहा है, सडनली ये पानी जो है वो इम्प्योर किया जाता है. ओके, मतलब यू कैन रिलेट इट विद सर्विसेज. ओके, दिस वाटर कमिंग, क्लीन वाटर कमिंग फॉर ड्रिंकिंग, प्योर वाटर, you can compare it with other services like education, healthcare, finance, farming, agriculture. Okay, you can just compare this. So suddenly the services deteriorated. The moment services are deteriorated, okay, we cannot use these services, we cannot drink the water, we cannot use it. So it is then delegated, or it is then privatized. Okay, this work is given to private people. Okay, in turn we get money. Okay, because of which even organization, private organization, they earn huge profit. Okay, huge profits, and even some people would get money in this deal. Okay, which is then again used in election. Okay, this is how crony capitalism exists, and crony capitalism exists. Okay, so in crony capitalism, our ranking, which is a nexus between some politicians and businessmen, this is called crony capitalism. So in this, our ranking, India's ranking is 9th in the entire world. Okay, India's ranking is 9th. Okay, 1% people are having 73% of wealth. Okay, in DPSP it was told something else, and here you see data tells something else. Okay, Oxfam is telling this. So Indian billionaire, okay, this number has increased, and every day the wealth has increased by 2,200 crores of this billionaire. रोज का wealth है ये, every days. Okay, in the year 2000 there were only 9 billionaires, okay, having a wealth of more than 100 crores. Okay, by 2017 it became 101. 9 billionaires का नंबर इंक्रीज होके 101 लोग हो गए बिलियनियर. ओके, और फिर 119 हो गए 2019 में. ओके, 2019 में 119 हो गए. अब ऑक्सफर्म इंडिया, ओके, ऑक्सफर्म का जो विंग है इंडिया में, निशा अग्रवाल, वो बोलती है, शी सेज दिस इज अ डेंजरस सिस्टम, दिस इज वेरी डेंजरस. ओके, इट इज अ सिम्टम ऑफ फेलिंग इकोनॉमी इन विच farmers, laborers will struggle for services. Okay, they will struggle. People will struggle for buying medicine, and this undermines democracy. Democracy कम हो जाएगी. ऐसा कौन कहता है? निशा अग्रवाल फ्रॉम ऑक्सफर्म इंडिया. जो ब्रैकेट में आप 8 देख रहे हो, 8, so 8 is that link, the link का number which you will see at the end. Okay, Himanshu from Jawaharlal University, he says already the nation is fractured because of caste, religion, region, gender, lot of things. Now this new fracture is coming, which is economic fracture. And where this happens? ये कहाँ पे होता है ये सब? Crony capitalism. These are the industries, real estate, farming, telecom, airport, pipeline, यहाँ पर होता है. Okay, you will see these links. Now what Oxfam says is, okay, this public services, healthcare, education, banking, loan, electricity, do not outsource it. Okay, do not outsource it to private companies. इसमें poor लोगों का problem आएगा, हाल हो जाएंगे उनके. Okay, this is, and because of this privatization, what happens is, okay, we need to pay more taxes, and even the prices are overpriced. Okay, and so what Oxfam tells is this: you're not giving a proper, don't give unnecessary tax breaks. Don't be so pro business policies should have. So like this, they tell. Okay, and a decent, otherwise what will happen is decent education and good healthcare system will be a luxury only for rich people. अच्छा एजुकेशन और अच्छा हेल्थ केयर सिर्फ रिच लोगों को मिलेगा. दिस इज व्हाट ऑक्सफर्म टेल्स. ओके, एंड ऑल्सो दे टेल 80% ऑफ पेमेंट जो हेल्थ केयर में मेडिकल प्रॉब्लम की वजह से जो लोग एडमिट होते हैं उसमें से 80% जो पेमेंट जाता है मेडिकल में वो अपने पॉकेट से जाता है. गरीबों के या मिडिल क्लास लोगों के पॉकेट में से हेल्थ केयर एक्सपेंसेस दिए जाते हैं. ओके, 80%. ओके, तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस एवरी ईयर 5.5 crores ऑफ इंडियंस आर पुश्ड टू पॉवर्टी. गरीब हो जाते 5.5 करोड़ लोग. ओके, ऐसा डेटा कहता है. इवन एजुकेशन फीस, it is increasing at an enormous rate. Okay, education inflation is quite high. So this is resulting to unequal access, of all this. And इसमें क्या होगा? Youngsters will boomerang. वो पूरा problem आएगा देश को. ऐसे suggestion. Suicide rates have also increased. Then farmers suicide. Every day 31 farmers commit suicide. Okay, daily wage, wagers have they have also increased the number in terms of suicide. Okay, and the entire number has increased to 1,39,000 per year. In 2019 so many suicides happened. Okay, 90,000 youngsters, okay, they died by suicide. So this data is in NCRB also, so this is freely available. So because of this, Oxfam has told 6 suggestions. Oxfam has given 6 suggestions to the state or to to make policies. First is stop supporting privatization so much. Second is promote inclusive growth. जहाँ पर बॉटम 40% पॉपुलेशन है उनको आप ज़्यादा वहाँ पे ध्यान दो. ओके, उनका ग्रोथ ज़्यादा देखो. ओके, देन एनकरेज लेबर इंसेंटिव सेक्टर्स. जहाँ पर भी लेबर ज़्यादा है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, एग्रीकल्चर और विच एवर सेक्टर्स वेयर द लेबर इज highly involved, increase that. Okay, so that and give them social protection. What is social protection? We know what is social protection: education, health, employment opportunities. These are the social protection. And of course inequalities should be reduced. Then corporate tax breaks को कम करो. Give equal opportunities. Increase public expenditure in healthcare and education. We know how much it is. Increase data transparency. Data को अच्छे से रखो. एंड इनइक्वालिटी को कम करो. ऐसे मत करो कि कंपनीज में हाईएस्ट टॉप लेवल पर्सन इज गेटिंग अ सैलरी ऑफ 7-8 lakhs per month and bottom person is getting hardly 10,000 or 7,000. Don't have so much of disparities. It should be only 20 times. ऐसा मत करना कि ऊपर वालों को the top person is getting incentives and perks and the lower people they are not getting even their basic salaries. So don't pay bonus. Okay, what they are saying is don't pay bonus, perks and incentive to the top people unless the bottom people are getting their salaries. पहले salaries देना उनका bottom, and that's what these are the 6 suggestions which Oxfam India has given to state. Or even United Nations Charter. Okay, आप UN का अगर charter देखोगे easily available on Google. Okay, और United Nations site. They tell United Nations का charter जैसे अपना PM होता है वैसे charter. Okay, what it tells is promote social and economic progress. जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में पहले से ओके प्रमोट बेटर स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग फुल एम्प्लॉयमेंट हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम यू विल सी एग्जैक्टली सेम वर्डिंग्स इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन राइट एंड डू नॉट डू एनी डिस्टिंक्शन सो इंक्रीज फ्रैटर्निटी राइट द सेम थिंग इज देयर राइट डू नॉट डू एनी डिस्टिंक्शन इंक्रीज फ्रैटर्निटी so this is there in United Nations Charter and it is already there in Constitution of India. Article 55 says promote higher standard of living, full employment, economic and social progress and development. Exactly this is there in DPSP. DPSP has got environment, everything, right? So see, we have a state level HDI, okay, we have a district level HDI published, okay, we have a ward level human development index, but it is not published. We don't know this. Okay, it is not published at a regular interval and ranking is not there. Supposing if I want to know what is the ranking of my ward in the district, I don't know. If I go to a railway station, I should know what is the ranking of my district in the state. Okay, and also I should know what is my state's ranking in the entire nation. The way I know today that nation's ranking is this in the world, but I do not know what is my state level, what is my district's ranking, what is my ward's ranking, what is my Gram Panchayat's ranking. So such data should be regularly published and should be on the hoardings, public hoardings. Then the entire focus will come on development. Okay, so this will happen. Okay, but we do not know, and it is a right of a citizen to know this. Okay, these are the rights. So but do you think this will happen easily? और क्या करना पड़ेगा पता नहीं. To publish this ranking regularly. Publish this ranking. Now let's see. Now we all should think how to make this possible. Okay, and see, these are the links. Okay, these are the links in which whatever we have heard till now, it is readily available on internet. Okay, these are the links. Now this is what is democracy, what is nation building, or what is democracy is to improve this ranking. जो अपना human development index ranking, which is at 131. Inequality, youth development ranking is at 133. Gender development or gender inequality, see, gender development is at 153. Inclusive, even all these rankings, if you see, press freedom ranking, peace index or environment index, we are at 168 out of 180 nations. Okay, easily available on Google. Okay, if you put those words, you will see this. Okay, Crony capitalism 9th, so we should stop. And world's happiness index, out of 156, we are at 144th in terms of happiness. Okay, so as a nation, we all as a youth, as a citizens, we need to improve this ranking and we need to make our nation, we should bring up our nation to a top notch. That is what is a responsibility and a duty as a citizen. Okay, to bring up, to improve this ranking, and that is what is nation building. And we should know this information for political debates, for all the debates. So social participation should increase and political participation should also increase. Okay, so what should be the right now when we know all this? So what should be our right actionable step? Now what to do to improve this ranking, to make, to know this ranking easily, it should be published. So what should we do? हमने क्या करना चाहिए? Youth development index. तो कल को ऐसा नहीं हो कि job loss would or unemployment is at peak. So it should not be this way. So we need to take some necessary steps. Okay, how to know, also to tell that whatever we discussed today, it is easily available on the net and everyone knows this. ऐसा नहीं कि कम पता है, काफ़ी लोग जो ऊपर बैठे economists are there, they all know this. Okay, but then let's think, why this ranking is so low and what should we do to improve the ranking. Okay, it's very important. As a youth, we should know all these things and we should help our nation to prosper and bring it up at a highest level and have a good fraternity amongst all of us and to increase youth development index ranking. And that is the purpose why we all are working, that youth development ranking increases we all learn good language also, get command over it, get good jobs, and eventually get good employment, help others in healthcare and education also. And that's how this is just one of the small initiatives to, I don't know how far it would help for youth development index, but we all collectively can do something more and help our nation's ranking to increase at a good, to improve at a good level. Okay, so thanks a lot everyone. Thank you so much for listening to it.